Hello, friends. This afternoon, I attended a memorial gathering for my dear friend Barbara. Barbara died almost a year ago, on October 12th of last year, but her family couldn't celebrate her life the way that they wanted to. Barbara was involved in many things, had a long career as a teacher and guidance counselor and musician and church organist and choir director and so many other things. And her family really wanted people to come together, and they could not last year. So today was the day. And it was a time of storytelling and remembering, and I learned some new things about Barbara. Some things that, because I only knew her in her older years, I didn't know about how it was for her daughter when she was growing up, or how Barbara was in her positions at her school. As a teacher, as a guidance counselor, as an attendance recorder, and there was a lot of laughter and there were tears. They had mementos to remember Barbara with. Barbara loved The Wizard of Oz. Had figurines. She had just all kinds of stuff, and her daughter Robin had placed the figurines around on the tables, and so Somewhere Over the Rainbow was a very special song for Barbara. And one thing that she and I had in common, among many, is her favorite color was purple. So we had lots of purple there to celebrate. As I was driving back, I was thinking about how hard this is for a family and for friends and loved ones to wait for over a year to grieve someone. We have all been grieving. I've been very cognizant of Barbara's absence physically. She is with me spiritually in my heart. But it's been a period of extended grief. And it's like that, not just for those who have lost a loved one, but for all of us across this nation and across this world. It has been a hard year and a half. I recently was reading an article by Nadia Bolz-Weber. Some of you may have heard of her. She is a Lutheran pastor in the Denver area and very insightful. She said, it's like we all are circuit breakers that are old and not equipped to deal with all of the things that have been coming at us. Not just COVID-19 and the pandemic, but the natural disasters and the human-caused disasters and the losses and all the things that we've endured over the past year. And she said, my circuit breaker is overloaded. I resonated with that. You might feel like your circuit breaker is overloaded. Now, what happens when a circuit breaker gets overloaded is that it shuts off. And that's for safety. Have you found that maybe you've shut off from time to time? I have. I know I have. I feel like some things are just too much. So what do we do when we're feeling overloaded like that? Nadia suggests a few things, and I'll add some of my own things. She says, if there are a lot of issues that we could be involved in the world, focus on one. Put some time and energy into one, if that is where a passion lies. I mean, you might have a lot of different interests, animal rights or environmental concerns or immigration or any kinds of, we all can be concerned and care about a lot of different things. Focus on one, or keep it simple. Maybe what's helped me lately is that I've cut back on my news intake. It's become too overwhelming for me. It feels heavy. And so I've pulled back, not because I don't want to know what's going on in the world. I do. And that's important to know what's going on. But sometimes we have to take small sips instead of gulping down the news. Another thing that is helpful is to spend time doing something that you love, like being out in nature. The trees are gorgeous for those of us in the Northeast, especially right now. It's a great time to go take a walk if you can. Look at the beauty around us. Breathe in that fall air and appreciate this world that God has created for us. Or if you find comfort in writing poetry, then take some time. Or doing artwork. Or even playing or listening to music. And if you play an instrument, maybe that might be helpful as well. But take some time to do something that soothes your spirit. And finally, although really it's the first thing, take time to pray. And maybe not even to talk at God, because a lot of times that is what we do, but maybe just to be silent. St. Paul writes in the letter to the Romans that at times, we don't have the words for what we want to express, but he says, the Spirit intercedes for us with sighs too deep for words. The Spirit hears our sighs and interprets that to God, knowing where we are. We don't bear all of this alone. We have God. We can bask in the Spirit and call on Jesus to lead us. But also we have others. We have church family. We have other people, friends that we can reach out to, maybe check in on someone. I once heard that a quick way to get out of depression is to do something for someone else. Now, it's a temporary fix in some ways, but it does help. Check in on your friends. Give somebody a call. And reach out just to touch base. These still are hard times. No matter how much we want all of this to be over and for life to get back to some kind of normalcy, and we don't even know what that means yet, it's going to take some more time. And so let's be patient with ourselves and with others. And let's be forgiving of ourselves and of others, because it's a hard time for almost everybody. I pray for you. I pray that you will feel the power of God's grace resting upon you. Please pray for me as well. We are all in this together, and one way or the other, we'll get through to the other side. And in the meantime, breathe. Breathe. Celebrate life. Celebrate those who are no longer with us, but who have left their imprint of love upon us. And remember that, as I like to say, life is good, even when it's not. Grace and peace and love to you all.